Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Priest Malak. I made a video yesterday about 12 tribes of Israel being so-called black Negro. Which can't be proven in the scriptures. It could be proven also in archaeology. And it's undisputed 12 tribes are a sign of black Negroes. As far as the Hispanics, there are black Hispanics of Negroid descent. The Native Americans, there's ones of Negroid descent. To run around saying that the first black people that came to America are Hamites, that's not in the Bible. The first people who came to America, they were from the northern kingdom of Israel. When Second Ezra talk about Asareth, it's speaking of the northern kingdom finding places that are not inhabited. That's what they did. They went all over the world and found little places that were not inhabited. There are remnants of northern kingdom in certain parts of India, Pakistan, China, America, Africa. They basically, this is what the Spirit showed me. When they went and looked for Asareth, meaning basically an uninhabited place. The exact terminology I don't have on hand right now. But basically they went and they scattered, and they went different places, and they went to places that they knew that no one lived there, because they won't, So yes, you have some of them go to America, you have some of them that went to Africa, you have some of them that went back to the land of Israel. Then you had some of them that the Kaifeng Jews in China, they were Northern Kingdom remnants that went to China, but they mingled with those people, so now they look so-called Chinese. So many generations. The Malabar Koshin Jews, which were also remnants of the Northern Kingdom, they went to what is today known as Northern Pakistan. They went to these places because there was no one else living there. You understand? So Asareth is not just one place. Even in Josephus, it mentions, some of them going to one place and going to another. But I will tell you, the 12 tribes of Israel has always been black. If people can disagree with the Asareth thing, well, I tell you what, you disagree all you want to. But that place that's called after us, Asareth, is documented on a map as a certain parts of Africa. So I say that the reason why I'm saying this right now is simply because there's a lot of confusion going on. But I will also say that Israel down the line mixed with nations. If you have two brothers that are both black, and one marries a white woman, the other one marries a black woman, their descendants will be slightly different. And as you go down the line, there may be a difference. I understand the 12 tribes of Israel being originally black, so-called. I also got to keep in mind that the Native Americans are listed as black, and so are the Hispanics. So it's kind of like, the situation is that you got people that's not being called black. That's what you have. They're calling these people Hispanics. And you say, oh, the white man called them Hispanic, so they're not black. No, the white man considers the Hispanic a black man, black woman, light or dark. Israel is always ranged. So it's kind of like you're right on the Israelites being 12 tribes being black, but you got to realize that not all black people look the same. Because I maintain what I was taught in the original one was that all Israelites are black. That is the nation we come from. That is the people. We're Negroes. We're black Negroes. All right? But I will also say this, that, if you are a person that's of rape, meaning your father was another nation and they raped or slept with, it could be voluntarily, of a woman that's from the nation of Israel, whether she knows or not. Them children are basically, those are of that nation, whatever that rape. Because we had white people that has in captivity, we had other nations that has in captivity. This even happened in America. Don't believe that only white people has in captivity. We had the fake Mongoloid Native Americans, and let me tell you something about the fake Mongoloid Native Americans, which include some of the Native Americans, South Central America, and the Hispanic countries. 1421 was the year that China so-called discovered America. These are people that's And it wasn't just, it was China first. They came here to the Americas in 1421. There's a book actually written by Galvin Mendez, talking about 1421, the year that China discovered America. Also keep in mind that even during slavery time periods, there were people, white people was not the only people over here. We need to stop saying that. There were pockets of Asians that came over here during slavery. And these people also mingled in, and later on, mainly of Chinese descent, but also of other Asiatic descents. These people became the Native Americans of today. The Native Americans you see today on the reservations are of Asiatic descent. They sound Asian, they talk Asian, they look Asian. Everything about them is Asiatic. So this can be confirmed with DNA, it can be confirmed with bone structure. During slavery, the original Native Americans, which are the remnants of the Northern Kingdom, the original ones, they were mistaken for Negroes that came from Africa. They couldn't tell the difference. So in that knowledge, we know that the Native Americans of today that we think of are not the original Native Americans, are the Aboriginal Native Americans. We know this. We can prove this. There's no way around it. No racism. We're not talking about racism and all that. But Native Americans, the Native Americans we deem today as Native Americans, the ones on the reservations, the ones that get the reparations and all that, these people are not. That would go against prophecy. That would go against prophecy if these people are Israelites. So keep that in mind. Definitely keep that in mind. The Native Americans that we think of today, some of them are not even Israel. A lot of them are of they're Japhetic, they're of different descents of Asia. So is this to say I know who's Israel and I know who's not? No, I'm not saying that. I don't agree with just saying, oh, Negro, that's it. I agree to it to an extent. But then I also understand that Israel has mingled among these nations. I also understand that concept also. So, I'm in the middle when it comes to that. But yeah, 12 tribes of Negroid descent. I will hold fast to that. All right, because even generations down the line, that Negroid descent doesn't really change. Meaning, even if your skin color change, hair texture change, you still have that bone structure that only Israelites have. We have our own bone structure, which is kind of like DNA. The Israelite bone structure is different than the East Indian bone structure. East Indian is dark as we are, darker. They don't have the same biological bone structure. Neither does a Hamitic person. A Hamitic person, not an African, but a Hamitic African, have a different bone structure. All the nations have different bone structure, different facial structure. DNA are markers. These things are synonymous. Bone structure, DNA markers are the same. Bone structure, DNA markers was before DNA. Before we had DNA tests in the 1920s, we went by bone structure. And bone structure does not change because of mixing. That's facts right there. You can look it up. All right, I'm going to say Shalom. But yes, all 12 tribes of Israel are black Negro. But they also include the Hispanics and Native Americans. Shalom.